Look what's happening now. I assure you that Rachel is very happy and well cared for here in the dungeon on the farm.
The U.S. media goes to war on Iran. The U.S. media is predictably spreading government propaganda and ignoring Israel's role as it cheers on the war against Iran and pushes for regime change.
Who wrote this article and where is it and when is it from?
Well, it's from Mondoweiss. I don't know.
Who wrote it? Let's give some background.
Colin, I see you put the clips at the bottom. Do you want us to just grab it from there? Is that easier?
Yeah, for anything that you want to hear.
Okay, so this should not come as a surprise to anybody, but here's some of the greatest hits in support of war against Iran.
47 years, the Iranian people have been suffering. They've been oppressed. Women have been forced to wear hijabs. Gays and lesbians have been persecuted. Execution.
Who invited this asshole to come out of whatever cave he needed to go back into? I don't recall saying, I feel the need to look at this piece of shit today. I haven't wanted to see him since he was like all on a rant about dead Gaza babies. So now this is the person we're going to listen to what he thinks about how Iranians treat their citizens.
Does he know how much of a coon he is?
You're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to say it.
I am saying it. You know why? Because he does it deliberately. He can talk about dead Gaza babies as a joke and then in the same breath talk about how persecuted the Iranians are. And everyone knows that Van Jones is no different than Cory Booker. They are paid off black faces in high places, and everyone knows that that's what they do.
I prefer when Sabi calls them out in that way more so than you, or Tim Black can call them out.
Fair enough. But you know what? Doesn't mean I'm wrong. And it doesn't mean what they're doing is hurting people of no one. And I mean no one hurts people of color more than people who are people of color in those positions saying this type of killing is okay. It's acceptable because they're important.
These are the people that I have heard referred to as the Black misleadership class. And it's people like Jim Clyburn. It's people that get into these positions and then pull the ladder up behind them and then actively work with the oppressor to keep their people oppressed while lying to their people saying they're actually trying to help them. It's really one of the lowest forms of low to me are the people that really prey on their own.
Love you, girl. Thank you for your support. The truth hurts sometimes. It is what it is.
Are common. Recently, you saw millions of people come out of their homes protesting, demanding a new regime.
You know how many of those people were proven to be working Hasbara agents that somehow were in Tehran? Yeah, we don't want to talk about that part of the story. And then they just decide to make up numbers out of thin air. Completely. It was how many, Jen? What was it? 7,000. Then it became 12,000. Then it became 25, 40.
You're talking about the people killed by the Iranian regime. Correct. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah. And here's the thing.
They didn't even get the story straight. They just decided maybe if we say a lot more people were killed, they'll start to believe it. No, that's
here's the thing, though. Again, and I'm going to say this again. Let's say that it's true. Okay? I don't care.
How much of Israel is behind it? How much of it is a lot? Again, almost all of the problems in the Middle East can be traced back to the creation of the Zionist state and everything that the British Empire, followed by our empire, did to create so much of this nonsense. And it didn't start in 1948. It just became official then. But this was a long time coming.
Yeah, but make no mistake, and I see somebody in the chat telling us to watch Dimitri. Yeah, we've had Dimitri on the show not that long ago, and for people who don't know, Dimitri Lascaris is actually in Iran right now and covering stuff that's going on there, which is amazing. But the people in Iran are universally supportive of their government right now. Even the people that didn't like the supreme leader, even the people that don't like this president, they are rallying in a way that that country has not seen since the 70s. So, you know, whatever it is they're selling about who they're killing and what they're doing, their people seem good with it right now. So, you know.
They were chanting the name of Reza Pahlavi. Who is Reza Pahlavi? He is actually the son of someone who's known as the Shah of Iran. He doesn't want to come home as a ruler like his father. He wants to come home as a healer.
Oh my God, Van Jones, you are such a piece of shit. It's like every time he comes out now, it's getting worse and worse.
You mean to tell me that when this douche canoe sat down for an interview with Patrick Betts, Star of David, that it was totally not Hasbara, that it totally was not on behalf of the State Department, that he truly wants to bring peace and prosperity? Healer, if you will.
Yeah, he's a real healer.
He's a healer. Faith healer.
He wants to come home as what's called a transitional figure to give the people of Iran a fair chance to come up with a new government for themselves that is based not on theocracy like they have right now or a monarchy like they had under his father, but a true democracy. But why should you care about Reza Pahlavi? If Iran were suddenly to be ruled.
Okay, you know, Van Jones.
He's bad. Like, he's particularly bad.
I'm embarrassed for your family. I'm embarrassed for I don't even know, like, shame on that man. He is disgusting. Oh, another one. Here's another piece of shit.
Even the liberal opposition promotes war. Just Rachel Maddow.
There is no liberal opposition.
No, it's not. And again, gay faces in high places.
Also a problem. Also a problem.
This is why liberals are worse than conservatives. Conservatives don't hide it. They just don't. They don't care. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, tough shit. Whereas with liberals, they like to soften the blow because it's all the colors of the rainbow. You know, one of the best memes that was ever created was Republicans drop bombs and then Democrats drop bombs, but they do it with a rainbow flag attached to it. So that makes it okay. Break down the U.S.-Israeli strike on Iran. Who benefits, she asks, given Israel's decades-long proxy war against Iran, sabotaging nuclear facilities, cyber attacks, assassinating scientists? You'd expect Israel to feature prominently in her answer. Israel hardly got a mention. No, she didn't mention Israel once. According to Maddow, the real force dragging the U.S. to war in the Gulf, Arab states.
Right, the Arab states. Arab states. The fact you're showing your whole ass, Rachel, because the fact that you're calling them Arab states just shows what a bigot you are.
Here's more.
The Berlin Wall moment. Let's tear this wall down. Then America will be safe without the Islamic Republic. I love America. I love Iran.
I don't know what that is. You have no context for this? What is this?
No, apparently a couple of, no context, Colin. Need more context, but evidently.
You sent him things maybe without telling him what they are.
No, this is part of this is a clip directly from this. So here's the context. Since the Israeli-U.S. strikes on Iran began, the mainstream media has featured a barrage of voices openly cheering on the war. Chief among them is Masia Alinejad, an Iranian-American pundit who has spent—
I would say Masi Alinejad.
Alinejad, okay. She spent years calling for the Iranian government to be toppled. She's been all over cable news celebrating the attacks. This is a Berlin Wall moment. Let's tear this wall down.
Oh my God.
But it's not about you expect anything worse.
So for people who don't know this, and it's pretty much across the board true for all of these countries that our country has called out as problematic or terror regimes or adversaries. Generally speaking, when the people of those nations leave those nations when there is a socialist revolution, it means that those are the wealthy people that are leaving because they're no longer able to keep their boots on the necks of everyone else. So those people in the diaspora, whether they're Venezuelan or Iranian, whatever it is, They do cheer on empire because they want their boot back on the necks of their fellow countrymen, and they don't like that the playing field was leveled. Same thing with the white South Africans that were suffering from a genocide, who, by the way, have since decided to go back because apparently suffering a genocide in South Africa is still preferable than being in this country. But every time it's a country where the people from that country are cheering on empire interfering in their home country, rest assured, those are the elites of that country that do not like that the oppressed people revolted and have some type of socialist system in place. So every single time, without fail, that's who cheers on empire, are the wealthy in the diaspora that are willing to sell out their own countrymen.
Despite all this, there's a major difference between the lead up to the Iraq War and the current attacks. Polling shows that a majority of the U.S. population opposes Trump's actions in the region. A recent survey has opposition to the war at 59%, while just 12% would support sending in U.S. ground troops. Well, you don't really get to make those decisions anymore, now do you? Those ground troops get sent in. But as I've said, the reason the liberals are worse is because they're much better at protecting empire than conservatives are.